Welcome to Sunday with Mike. Today we'll discuss organizing your office files, my weekly routine and how I keep my hard drives updated, wrapping up the weekend office duties, and why I think keeping your history files from your events are so important. Grab a cup of coffee and join me. I'll be right back. Hi, and welcome back. There's a general concept that all DJs are the same, we do the same things, and we do it the same way. If I've learned anything at all over the years, that there is nothing that could be further from the truth than that statement. We are all very different. Since most of us are mostly self-taught, it makes sense that we all do things a little differently. Today, I would like to share some of the things that I do each week around my office to keep everything running smoothly. I'm sure there are hundreds of other ways that it could be done. But this is working for me and has for many years. Use what you like from today's show and throw away the rest. Just remember that things are always changing. You have to learn to adapt and overcome when something stops working or didn't work at all in the first place. Never be afraid to try something new or a new way of doing things. You can always go back to your normal method. One of the things that has worked great for me is to have a hanging file folder system to store all of my paperwork. I created a folder for each month for my upcoming events, January through December. Next, I created folders for my past events. I broke them up into different categories like weddings, parties, corporate, schools, and receipts. If you notice, I didn't put any years on the folder examples. This way they could be used over and over again. After many years, there hasn't been any negative effect from events sharing the same folder, even though they might be this year and next year combined. It has been really handy to have the last few years' worth of files right there close by when you need them. For example, you did an event for the very first time a year ago, and now they want you back. You can look over your notes that you may have written after that event, review any requests that were made, what did you charge them, and learn a lot about that event to refresh your memory since you only did it once before. I'll be right back.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
You know, everyone will have a different routine depending on everything that's going on in your life. Many people have full-time jobs and DJing is a side business. Others will DJ full-time. The only point that I'm trying to make with this is that what works for one person may not work for someone else. So having said that, let's dive in. My Mondays are absolutely crazy around my place. Phones are usually non-stop, there's lots of emails to answer and paperwork to process. The paperwork is gathered for all of the past events over the weekend, and I place them all in a nice neat stack. The number one goal for me on Monday on my to-do list is to capture the history files from all of my events. This is a small text file that most DJ software has the ability to capture all of the songs, just the names, of all the songs that you played during an event in the exact order that you played them in. This file is really important to me and I want to keep it forever. I can't tell you how many times it has come in handy for research, discussions with a client after their event, and annual clients that want you to do what you did last year. No, you're not going to load the list and play it as is, but what a great reference list. Tuesdays are my Add New Music Day. This is where new music that has come in through my promo-only subscription or new CDs that I've purchased will come in. I add those to the hard drive and go out and make sure that I have all of my new music, and I add that to my drives. I also call all of my clients whose events are coming up this coming weekend and discuss any loose ends, anything that may have changed, just generally touch base with them, and I'll discuss this more in the next segment. Wednesdays, I start finalizing each client's events, from music to paperwork and all their introductions. Anything needed for the events, I start to gather that up. I work on it, polish it. I also follow up on all those quotes that I sent out on Monday if I haven't heard back from them. And then Thursday is my catch-up day to file paperwork, master any names that I need to learn for the weekend, start pulling out all of the gear and making sure that I haven't forgotten anything. Fridays and Saturdays are my event days, and I stay focused on them. Sunday is usually family time around my house, and we start all over again on Monday. We also do other events during the week, but what I've outlined is a typical week. I'll be right back. Earlier, I mentioned that on Tuesdays, I try and update my Master DJ hard drive, which is actually a tower computer with all the latest music that has come in or that I've purchased for my upcoming events. I prefer to work on a tower rather than a laptop, and then I convert everything over to a portable drive. So after getting all my new music added, I then move any songs from past clients' events to my master folders. Let's say that I needed to buy a song for a wedding for a couple's first dance, and now that the wedding is over, I can move that song from a special folder over to the place where I want to keep that song forever. My next task is to sync my master folder onto my primary portable hard drive that I will use at my upcoming events. I mentioned in an earlier show the program that I use for this purpose, and it's called Beyond Compare. It makes really quick work of keeping my hard drives in perfect harmony. Any changes that I've made to my master drive on my desktop will be carried over automatically to my portable drive. Once completed, I'll repeat it again for the backup portable drive so that if anything happens to my primary, I've got a backup ready to go at my event. The next process is to defrag all three drives, my master music drive and the tower and the two portable drives that I have with me on my gigs. I also have a backup laptop just in case. I will defrag all of these drives twice. It doesn't take very long when you're doing it on a weekly basis, as you might think. Since I'm using external hard drives, there isn't any need to set up my DJ laptop each week, and this saves me a ton of time over the year. Once you get into the habit of keeping your music library organized, doing it weekly works well, and later on in your slow periods, you can always dive in deeper and work on more serious spring cleaning to your hard drive, like maybe removing duplicate files, which almost seems to be a full-time job these days. I've covered programs to help you with that problem too on a previous show, and down in the description below is going to be a link to all of our past shows, and we list the contents of each show in the description so that you'll know what to expect in the show. I hope this helps you. I'll be right back. Post-event paperwork and my history files are very important to me, and I process those on Mondays. If a client calls about anything that happened over the weekend, I want to have all of that paperwork in front of me, especially if it was one of our other DJs that handled the event. What if they wanted to discuss anything about music that was played? I want to have that history log file handy also. In my experience, if a client whose event just happened over the weekend contacts you on Monday, it's either going to be a really good or bad phone call. Be prepared for either, but hope for the good ones. So that's going to be my show for today. I'll be back next week with all new topics to help you in your business. Be sure to give me your thoughts on today's show in the comments section down below. And don't forget to give us a thumbs up if we've helped you with anything at all. I have a special favor this week. I hope that you'll share the show. We need to try to get the word out, and the only way I can do that is with your help. So please share the show if you liked it. And if you want to get in touch with me, you can find me on Facebook. I'll share that link also in the description column. So until next Sunday, my name is Mike Schnauder. Be safe, and thanks for watching.